just love how simple running is. I love how it gives you access to so much of the mountains, that you can just look out onto the horizon really far away from you, and in a relatively short period of time you can say, yeah, I'm just going to run over those fells. When you're out in nature, you're just in the moment, and you're just connected to something that is so much bigger than you, because you're in this, you know, fabulous environment that is so beautiful, but it can also be rather unforgiving. And you know, and when you're there, you have to pay attention. You have to be in the moment, you know, fully absorbed in the act of running. A few years ago, I did an event called the Spine Mountain Rescue Challenger, and that was a 108-mile route along the Pennine Way. You know, never ever in a million years thought I was going to actually finish this race, and I did. And not only did I finish it, I was the only woman who finished it, and I set a new woman's record, and that really, really blew my mind. When you do a distance, you know, like that, and when you go across a time scale like 24 hours, it really, really forces some proper stuff. It actually gave me the courage to, you know, go out and buy my own business. But there was a lot of things that kind of got on top of me a couple of years ago, and I lost a lot of my fitness because I was really, really focused about building my business up, and I lost my sense of myself in a way, because I was so dedicated to what I was doing, and I put on a lot of weight, and you know, and I, to a degree, I lost a sense of like that connection to me, because I wasn't going out and spending loads of time in nature anymore, and my body shape changed. The ability of what my body could do changed, and so that affected my confidence a lot. It reminded me that you cannot rely on achievements for your self-esteem. It wasn't about the running, it was just about spending time in the mountains, and then slowly and surely, little sections I would do, I would get faster, I'd get a little bit faster walking uphill, I'd you know, gently jog maybe a couple of miles of the flat. Forget PBs and forget any, you know, things about like, oh, I have to achieve a certain distance or time. Just go out and enjoy being in the mountains. You just feel proud of the fact that you got yourself up and went out. You know, that you didn't just sit on the sofa and eat another couple of packets of crisps or a glass of wine, that you got yourself out and you made that commitment to your physical and mental health, and commitment to your happiness, really. Taking on the challenge of doing the Yorkshire Top 10 is not about the achievement or the destination. It's so much for me a personal journey about really running back to myself. The route is over 125 kilometres long, and it goes over the top 10 highest mountains of Yorkshire. So it's a beautiful route that essentially goes around the circumference of the national park. So lockdown is really, really hard, and I'm somebody who really, really loves the outdoors and getting out, and like everybody else, you know, social contact is just so important. So it was a means for myself and two other members of the Cave Rescue organisation to make a commitment to each other to get out and get training together. And so it had to be something long enough that it would, you know, be a proper challenge. I wanted to go out and spend a whole 24 hours in nature to witness the sunrise and the sunset within a same day. And I just think there's something so amazing about that, because, you know, it's very, very seldom do people get to see that whole 24 hours like in one go. And it's so Like, this is an adventure. It's not about a particular end goal. It's just about going out and, you know, just exploring what my limits are again, seeing can I do this in a quicker time, and seeing how I enjoy it. Like, running that whole route in one go is going to be really, really special. I'm just so curious to see how hard I find it and the things that will catch me off guard and what strategies I'm going to use. Right, the most important thing about today is we're fundraising, okay, for two really, really important charities. And I'm going to go run for 80 miles, hopefully, and see loads of my smelly friends that I haven't seen in ages! Bye-bye! The hardest part of the whole day for me was actually the start. So the first bit, I had the most amazing run up onto Ingleborough. Like, that was just so much fun. My body just felt like in peak performance, really. It was the fastest I've ever run up onto Ingleborough. And then I got to Chapel Dale, and a friend of mine who's a really experienced runner was like, you're really going way too fast, Steph. Now I feel really lost. You know, I've got people who are amazing runners telling me you're going too fast, but I felt amazing. And I was like, okay, right, I need to cool this down. But it was like, I don't know what is okay because I've never run at this pace over this distance before. I think that's the one mistake I made, was I actually ate way too much. I just had it in my head, you need to eat, you need to eat. And it was making me feel incredibly sick. So when I was up on Great Coombe, I felt dreadful. And then my friend was just like, slow down, like you don't need to be eating so much, you're actually eating plenty. All of a sudden, it's just like, I felt like this weight had been lifted off of me, and I wasn't feeling really ill, and I was just able to actually enjoy myself. In many ways, that was a massive psychological boost, because like, oh yeah, I'm able to eat food now and not feel like I'm going to vomit. From like Garsdale onwards, I had that sense of actually, this feels really good. As long as it's feeling really good and I'm really enjoying myself, I'll not hold myself back. And then from then on, it was just like, yeah, this is super good. When I got down off of Great Shunner Fell, and I was anxious about that descent because I really wanted to be able to run it, but I thought it's 45 miles in, like, you know, things are going to be starting to really hurt, and they weren't. And I had this beautiful seamless run down, and it just, everything was feeling really good. And then I turned the corner and there's all these people stood there, and it was just like, it was just the loveliest feeling.
I have no idea why people call me a diva.
Eye-Bex, sports therapy. What a legend. That's all I'm saying, like. Thank you so much. When I was coming down into Cray, it had gotten dark, and I was starting to feel quite tired at that point, and see just like the banter with everyone, you know, like just everyone having so much fun.
I've not done it before, but like I'm fine. Hello, Lawrence. Samson's gone. Huh? Thank you all so much. One, thank you so much. Take care. Good luck.
In some ways, like, running in darkness kind of makes the experience a little bit more intimate. actually, because it's not about all these big, beautiful distractions around you. It's more about the detail and the grass and the footwork and the sounds. Actually, you're so much more aware of the sound around you, which is really, really nice, actually. Great Whernside is like a big hill, but it's actually not that much ascent to get up onto it. That descent is where you can really run free. You can just let your body go, and you're just, you know, this almost like this controlled falling down the fell. It was really emotional to get up onto Pennygent and see the sunrise, because Pennygent has such a special place in my heart because it's my local hill. And it was just the uncanniness of that on this last hill, that like the sun just breaks out as I'm like there. It's just, it seemed too good to be true. Like it really, really did. The last bit's really quite steep, and I'm coming down the fell, and then I see these really bright colours all in this line, and there's a load of like my cave rescue mates there like cheering me on. Just to think that people would come out and just be happy for you is just like so fabulous. I love that about the ultra running community. The whole thing presides in a different value system. It's just about willing people on to be their best.
Right into the back of the ambulance. Well done. Heroic. Excellent effort.
So it's going after 12 minutes to 80 miles. Yeah, well.
Oh my God, we did it, folks.
Oh, you did it.
We did it.
Well done.
We'll take that.
Thank you so much.
This was about running back to myself. This was about friendship. It was about commitment to myself. It was about getting out and spending time in nature and, you know, doing activities that was really, really good for my mental and physical well-being. So it's been achieved already, and now every mile I do out there is going to be a bonus.